Hello, and welcome to Broadcast News. I'm Mark Rossman. On this week's edition, you will hear about the resettlement of refugees, a project in Plumstead Township, and a memorial paver project in North Brunswick. Representatives of Verizon Wireless will appear before the Freehold Township Planning Board on February 18th to present a plan for a cellular communications tower at 363 Monmouth Road. Monmouth Road is also known as Route 537. Verizon's application for a cell tower at 363 Monmouth Road is expected to require a use variance because a cell tower is not a permitted use at that location. In December, Freehold Township officials denied a plan by Verizon Wireless to construct a cell tower at 391 Monmouth Road near Francis Mills Road and Blueberry Hill. Verizon's representatives said a gap in coverage needs to be filled in this area of Freehold Township near the Millstone Township border. The company's professionals subsequently identified the property at 363 Monmouth Road as a potential location for a cell tower and are expected to make their case for the equipment before the Planning Board next month. With more news, here is Jennifer Amato.
As part of ongoing renovations at Veterans Park in North Brunswick, the township is accepting submissions for its memorial paver donation project. Any resident who has a family member who has served in the United States military during a wartime period can honor them with a 4-inch by 8-inch brick engraved with their name, branch of service, rank, conflict, and period of service. If the donation is received by March 15th, the engraved brick will be installed in time for this year's Memorial Day ceremony. All later donations will be installed by May 31st, 2017. The park itself is scheduled for completion by mid-April. For more information on the project, contact the North Brunswick Department of Parks, Recreation, and Community Services or see this week's North and South Brunswick Sentinel.
Here is Kathy Chang.
Congressman Frank Pallone hosted a roundtable with Muslim leaders to discuss issues of concern to the Muslim community held at the Masjid al-Wali in Edison on January 20th. Pallone said he was there to listen to concerns and let the Muslim community know that he has not and will not take any part of the anti-Muslim fervor that has been expressed in the mainstream media. Pallone said he does believe strongly that the anti-Muslim rhetoric is not shared by the majority of Americans. Muslim leaders thanked Pallone for the chance to share their concerns. They urged the congressman in his position to help their community educate non-Muslims that they are Americans living in the United States and have no association with the jihadist and ISIS terrorist groups. For more information, visit gmnews.com.
As political turmoil, war, and famine continue to affect tens of millions of people around the world, the Diocese of Metuchen is hoping to bring dozens of people to safety. The diocese is comprised of 90 parishes in Middlesex, Somerset, Hunterdon, and Warren counties. Earlier this month, officials announced that the diocese will work to create a Catholic resettlement program in conjunction with the United States Catholic Conference of Bishops' Office of Migration and Refugee Services. If the diocese is accepted into the program by the spring, it may begin to accept refugee families in October. Officials anticipate that 12 to 15 families could be resettled during the first year. As part of its responsibilities, the diocese would be required to provide services such as case management, medical care, and counseling for the refugees, who could come from nations including Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, and Burundi. According to the United Nations High Council for Refugees, there are more than 10 million refugees globally. The State Department of Environmental Protection has approved a surface water discharge permit that will allow the construction of a sewer system and a wastewater treatment plant on Route 537 in Plumstead Township. Municipal officials have said the permit will pave the way for a project that could attract new businesses and revitalize the historic downtown New Egypt section of Plumstead. A sewer system could also open the door to the development of an age-restricted housing community in the township. Environmental groups objected to the granting of the surface water discharge permit and expressed concern that the local ecosystem, including Crosswicks Creek, could be negatively impacted. Municipal officials say they are aware of the environmental concerns and have designed a sewer system and treatment plant that addresses those concerns. And now, here is Tim Morris with sports.
Swimming dual meets aren't always about wins and losses. They're about accumulating power points, and power points are based on times posted by team swimmers. The faster team swimmers can go, the better their chances to make the state tournament. Freehold Township's and Colts Neck's girls are no strangers to the state tournament. Both teams have depth and they're standouts. Colts Neck star is Kaylee Hoagland. Here she is winning the 200-yard freestyle in the Cougars dual meet with Freehold Township. Hoagland is qualified for the state individual swimming championships in 2 events, the 50-yard freestyle and the 100 backstroke. In the dual meet with Freehold Township, held at the YMCA of Western Monmouth County, the 200 freestyle race was close for a while. Then Hoagland began to show the form that has put her in the state championships. She stretches her lead on every lap, cruising to a victory. The township's Molly Griswold is a state qualifier herself in 2 events, the 200 individual medley, which she is swimming here in Freehold Township's win over Colts Neck, and the 100 breaststroke. The individual medley requires a swimmer to be good in all 4 disciplines. The race is pretty close through the backstroke and the butterfly. But Griswold, who was qualified for the states in the breaststroke, begins to pull away in her specialty. With each stroke, she separates herself from the field, and when it comes time for the freestyle leg of the event, she's out on her own. This is Tim Morris for Greater Media Newspapers.
In sports, every battle comes with a start time. But our battles don't begin with a coin flip, and they don't end when the whistle blows. Our opponents, wind, rain, time, and chance, are always present. We wage a battle against darkness, against powerlessness. We're fighting right now. A team of more than 9,000. And if you don't notice us, that means we're winning.
Now, here is Christine Barsha.
The Monmouth County Historical Association's newest exhibit of the best materials and good workmanship, 19th century New Jersey chairmaking, will open on January 23rd at the Association's Museum at 70 Court Street. The exhibit will remain open through July 9th. The exhibit explores the diversity of products made by chairmakers in New Jersey from the late 18th century through 1900 and explores 4 different galleries: the craft of chairmaking, Windsor chairs, common chairs, and factory-made chairs. It draws from chairmakers from throughout the Garden State, including a large collection of chairmaking tools, equipment, benches, patterns, and stencils collected by William H. McDonald of Trenton. McDonald, who at one time worked in Freehold, donated the collection to the association in the mid and late 20th century. The exhibit represents the first time the entire collection of tools, equipment, and patterns have ever been displayed together. For more information, visit www.monmouthhistory.org.
Thank you for joining us. Please visit gmnews.com next week for a new edition of Broadcast News.